I'm at the back again? It's unbelievable. Almost every single time. Right at the back for 2020. Alright. That was not social distancing, that is true. This video is brought to you by my second channel, Bruffy's Random Bits. Subscribe to it via the link in the description for random clips that don't make it to the main channel, as well as full-blown Let's Plays, with my current project being to play through all the GTA games before GTA 6. Alright, 2020. The year that we wished didn't happen, I suppose. We're going to relive it, but in terms of the cars that were released to GTA Online back then. So there'll be a few leftovers in the drip feed from the Casino Heist DLC, which was the end of 2019. There'll be mostly cars from the Los Santos Summer Special DLC, and then a few from the Cayo Perico Heist, which was December 2020. And Los Santos Summer Special was a little bit late as well. All the summer DLCs were July, and then that one was August. Obviously because of the pandemic, which happened in 2020. I don't think any of us need to be reminded. In Morgon, we're starting off in, which was supposedly the second car to be released in 2020. The first was something slower, but I can't remember what it is. And again, even though I've looked through the list and approved the list that Dim might sent me for this, I have no recollection of any of the cars that we've got for this race, so this will be fun. PR4. Alright, this is an early quick lap. Oh, was it the Vito? The Vito karts. Were they the first in 2020? I think I've got to wait for that. It's going to be a little dodgy. I needed to get this with clear track. I can't utilize the cornering speed. Yeah, 2020, the year that we actually got some open wheel cars to GT Online. I never thought it would ever happen. Oh. Can't utilize the speed of this car on the first lap. I needed it later on when the field had spread out a little bit. Okay, as always with these yearly random races, everybody will get the same cars by the end. Open wheelers. I still can't believe they added them, and I also still can't believe they made them so drab and boring to drive, with terrible top speeds and too much grip. I mean, they always needed a lot of grip, but they just needed a lot of top speed to go along with it. When their top speeds were only like 120 miles an hour and we had the Pariah doing 136, it was like ridiculous. The Sugoi included this because this is the car that I drive in real life, IRL. Pretty much this exact model. Well, not with the livery on it, but this version of the Civic. Still don't mind the Sugoi. Decent little car. It's fun. On a track that was made in 2020 as well. We've managed to hit a track that was made in every year for these yearly random races as well, which is being good. Yeah. Should it be in sports? That's another question. Could have gone in compacts, I think, or coupes or something. Oh, the Tygon? This must be one of the most forgettable supercars in the game, surely. Like, does anyone even remember that this existed? Like, it's a nice enough car, but I don't know, I just completely forgot about it. It just didn't do anything to imprint itself on my brain. Oh, this bloody... I should have been more careful. Well, that was a waste of half of a lap in the Tygon. I'm in the top 5. It won't last because I've still got a lot of slow vehicles to come, but the Blister Canjo next. Was 2020 the year? No, that was 2019, wasn't it? When they released the ASBO and the camber on the wheels made it go quicker. The Blister Canjo has the stupid tow values. It's got, I think it's tow in. Just like the Vamos and the Tulip and those kind of muscle cars, so it doesn't drive very nicely on vanilla GTA. Drives nicely here though. One thing that's always surprised me about 2020 is the Los Santos Summer Special. The DLC that came out in August for 2020. Probably delayed because of COVID. But there was no drip feed for it. And I loved that. And to this day, people still say that Los Santos Summer Special wasn't a very good DLC. And I think even back then, people were complaining about the fact that there was no drip feed, but we got 16 cars on day 1, it was beautiful. Now, 2023, we're getting 1 car a month, drip feed. I know which I prefer. The Winky. This became the slowest off-road vehicle in the game when it was released. We got quite a lot of slow cars. I think there's a lot of pace difference in a lot of the cars in this 2020 class. And that's probably borne out by the fact that we're only 5 minutes into the race. And the gaps are absolutely huge. Was this the last car for 2020? Oh, there you go. '20 was... Ever since 2020, everything's just been a big blur. I remember streaming more during 2020 because people were at home and I thought, hey, I'll give them something to watch. I think 2020 was the best year I've done in terms of YouTube and Twitch and stuff. It's gone sort of further down since then, but then, you know, everybody's got less money right now, so that's how it kind of how it works. Alright, I'm getting my quick cars out of the way early, I suppose. Lost my front wing already. Oh, it absolutely flew. I don't think it's affecting my performance on... I don't think it affects performance on Project Homecoming, but if we were on vanilla GTA, it would. Really? God damn it. The front wing was faster than the rest of the car, it's true. Again! Ah! This and the Tygon, I've had a really bad time with. Like, this has just solidified the fact that I'm not going to do very well in the rest of this race. When I start getting all these slow cars, I'm going to tumble back down the order because my good car laps have been pretty bad. I was pretty amazed though that when they added the open wheelers, I was pretty amazed that they actually modeled the downforce for the wings, and different wings give different performances, and you lose the wings and you lose the downforce. They actually did a really good job with them, apart from the lack of top speed. Shame the Outlaw wasn't quicker either. Had such a weak top speed. I still have nightmares about these cars. When I used to work at the karting track, there was an off-road area, and people used to be able to come and drive actually these exact vehicles on this like little off-road track, and it had a bridge and stuff like that. And working there, I had to be sitting in the passenger seat sometimes for one of for people when they came and did those experiences. Hated it so much. I think I only ever did it once or twice, and I just steadfastly refused to do it anymore. I think they're called Can-Am cars or something like that. Those Outlaws. But that was towards the end of my working there. And YouTube was starting to be able to be a viable thing for me, so I wasn't too bothered if they were like, okay, well, just don't work anymore. I was like, alright. They didn't say that, but I was pretty much doing a manager's job at that track for minimum wage, so they were never going to get rid of me. But they were taking advantage of me, so that was where I drew the line. Gauntlet Classic Custom. I was temporarily in second there. Fun little car, the Gauntlet Classic Custom. Was it one of the last Benny's upgradable vehicles, the Gauntlet Classic into the Gauntlet Classic Custom? Yosemite Rancher. Oh yeah, I remember this. Ah, the 10F, yeah, I forgot about the 10F. Wasn't it? It feels like there was a lot of cars in 2020 that were added and just didn't really leave much of an imprint because they weren't that spectacular performance-wise. Like Tygon, mid-pack, Yosemite Rancher, mid-pack, Outlaw, mid-pack. They were all like those 1 minute 10 sort of 1 minute 9 lap times for off-roads, 1 minute 3, 1 minute 2 for supercars. Was the Tygon top 10 at the time? The Tygon was a bit special then, in being forgettable for me. But I really enjoyed the fact that they gave us all the 16 vehicles from the Los Santos Summer Special immediately. That was one of the best parts about that whole thing. Kind of like leftover cars. Yeah, Los Santos Summer Special DLC did feel like sort of leftover cars DLC. Bunch of Benny's vehicles that they hadn't got around to releasing. Just, you know, random stuff that's been in the pipeline maybe for a while, and they've just shoehorned something together because COVID happened. I mean, it was fine for me. I didn't really mind. Certainly better than bloody Mercenaries DLC. I'd take another Los Santos Summer Special over another Mercenaries. I mean, I gave the space on the inside and he didn't give me the space on the outside. I'd take a slap to the face over another Mercenaries DLC. That's fair. That's fair. Momentarily in second again. It's all going to come crashing down on me very soon. The Brioso 300. Fun little car, but I much prefer the 300 wide body. It's so much more fun to drive to me. Didn't this became the slowest compact, didn't it? This is slower than the Dilettante. which used to be the slowest compact. A couple of new vehicles that took over the bottom spots in 2020. I still maintain that a monthly release schedule for GTA Drip Feed is the best, but not one vehicle a month, just to coincide with having something to be available for GTA Plus members like we see with the Mercenaries DLC. Like 4 vehicles a month. Better than 1 a week. Probably better than all vehicles all at once and then nothing for 6 months. The Drift Yosemite. Wait, is this actually a Drift Yosemite? Or is this a... No, it is a Drift Yosemite. The Project Homecoming guys, if you're going to call a car a Drift Yosemite, they'll make it drift. I completely forgot about this car's existence as well. When I saw it in the list that Dim might sent me about, you know, what cars to use for the 2020 random race, I couldn't even remember what it looked like. I had to look it up on GTAcars.net to make sure it was a real car. Like, it's so many forgettable cars for me for 2020. Maybe I've just blocked out 2020 from my memory. Now that I see it with the Ron livery, I do remember now. I think I own one on PS5. Yuga Classic 4x4. Didn't this become the new slowest in the vans class as well? Oh no, that's just the regular Yuga Classic, not the 4x4 was actually quite quick. Oh, the 4x4 was really cool. Because you can get a lot of interior options on it. You can have a Love Fist livery. It's got some really cool customization, the Yuga Classic 4x4. Another Benny's vehicle. Again, leftover vehicle stuff. Oh yeah. And of course, the Yuga Classic 4x4, its crowning achievement is that it's not actually all-wheel drive. It's rear-wheel drive. This has been a nice track for this. It's been kind of nice just driving these cars, and we've had lots of gaps. I haven't driven very well, so my result isn't going to be very good, I'm pretty sure. But as always with these yearly random races, it's just nice to revisit all these cars again. The fact that I lost so much time in those 2 quick cars is what's going to do me in later on in the race. Still got the Jabba to go, I've still got the Vito to go. Landstalker XL, another forgettable thing. It was only like a couple of seconds quicker than the regular Landstalker as well. Literally no reason for existence of these kind of cars. This is why we've got the bloat that we do in the number of cars in the game. The thing about the Los Santos Summer Special DLC was most of the vehicles used names that already existed prior to it. Oh, that's right! Pretty much almost every vehicle in the Los Santos Summer Special was like, ooh, Tally RSX. There you go. There's a perfect example. I mean, it came with Cayo Perico, didn't it? The Tally, but Yeah, most of the vehicles... Oh, terrible. Oh, we're alright. Got lucky. Most of the vehicles were just like, you know, Drift Yosemite, Landstalker XL, just no inventiveness whatsoever. In terms of that. It's the same with, I've always said that about like all the ballers that you have, all the shafters, LBW, OWB, LE, all those. Like, there's no need for all those different vehicles when they're so close to being the same. Just make a different vehicle entirely and give it a new name and have it somewhat unique. Don't give us 5 of the same vehicle. This is going to be my best lap. The Tygon should have been my best lap, really. Easily my best. The Weevil was a good addition. The Weevil was a very good addition. What a great little car this is. Not on the top pace for compacts, but really fun to drive. Maybe the BR8 should have been the best lap. I don't know if it had the top speed to do that though. But yeah, probably. Yeah, it has the stupid camber, so you've on vanilla GTA you've got to slam the Weevil to the ground to make it go as quick as possible. Gonna be a slightly longer race, this one. A slightly longer track. We're only, what, 2/3 of the way through? Yeah, a new model name. But then again, it came with Cayo Perico, so there was a few new model names for cars in Cayo Perico. It was Los Santos Summer Special that used a load of the same names again. Speaking of good compacts, Club still the #1. Wait, is it? The HSW Brioso, I think, didn't it take the #1 spot? Or it was very close anyway. But anyone who doesn't want to have a horrible driving experience will still use the Club in a compact race. God, massive gaps in this race. It's really gonna come back together again towards the end, like big time, as everyone gets the same cars. I do need to do retesting of compacts though, so the Club might go quicker again. Most cars are, I'm finding, with the retesting. Alright, what's next? Vito Classic. Oh, did we include both Vitos? Alright. Classic it is. The engine block modification on the Vitos. Add traction like a spoiler, by the way. Different coloured engine block. Extra traction. I was just really happy that the Vito Modern had a Ron livery. Do you know what? I'm convinced that the Vitos and the open wheel cars, and I think I noticed this more in 2020, totally taking the ideas from the modding community. You know, seeing them on the Project Homecoming races. You know, Project Homecoming had a kart years before there was one in vanilla GTA. It had an open wheel car years before it was in vanilla GTA. And I've noticed over the years that some of the cars we've gotten in vanilla GTA have almost been straight copies, very close to, or very much inspired from some modded vehicles. I wish they'd just utilize the modding community and put them in as they were created. Give the credit to the creators and stuff. Yeah, Ellie being a copy of the Dominator Classic. Gauntlet Hellfire being a copy of the Hellhound. Yeah, like, there's been a lot of instances of that. More than it would just be coincidence. Big crash. It's been quite a peaceful race because of the big gaps in performance and the longer track. But I'm still expecting pain. I've still got another Vito. I've still got the Jabba. I mean, for all I know, there could have been a lot of crashes behind and a lot of people have messed up their good car laps as well, but I'd imagine there wasn't that many that have happened to. I lost a lot of time on my quick laps. The Seminole Frontier, another one that shares the same name as a pre-existing vehicle and was also very forgettable. Oh my god, the Seminole Frontier, my favourite car. Said nobody ever. I don't know, there might be someone. You never know. Didn't even know it existed. Yeah, you know it's bad when there's a lot of newer people to the game who don't know some of the older cars existed, or they know them but didn't know it was a DLC or thought it was like when the game first came out or something. But you know it's bad when you just don't know that a car from 2020 onwards doesn't exist. I don't understand why they needed to call it Seminole Frontier either. Like, just call it Frontier. What's wrong with that? Toreador. Have I got boost? No. This was a good addition. Cayo Perico brought it back, I think, with some good cars. It completely rendered the Stromberg useless, though. I still think it's cool that you can store this in the submarine and the Stromberg as well. Yeah, you can choose which one, but I like that they added the ability to store this in the submarine and then actually thought about a past bit of content and thought, hey, let's make the Stromberg storable in the submarine as well. Alright, I've got a lot of pain coming my way on these last few laps. 3 laps left, and 2 of them are going to be in really slow vehicles. I think I'm only in 4th because I haven't had those slow vehicles yet. Here goes the Vito Modern. This is what I'm used to racing in the real life racing series. Doesn't have a Ron livery though in that series. Watch the real life racing series. Best videos on the channel. Alright. Do I get the Jabba last? That's the question. I don't know what I haven't had that is available in the list. But this is where it's all coming together. The guys at the front are getting the slower cars. The guys at the back are getting the quicker cars. It's all going to start to come back together again. I'd watch it if you were being overtaken by Jeeps and Formula cars in the kart race. Is that right? If Real Life Racing Series had me getting overtaken by true big Formula 1 cars, you would watch it. I don't think I can make that happen, unfortunately. Alright, 2 cars to go. One of them is definitely the Jabba. There it is. 1 to go after this. I have to see how far I drop. This is going to be my slowest lap. This is where I lose the most places. Everybody does get to finish all their laps. We do have that setting on. Or we should have anyway. Toreador 10 seconds back. I'm going to lose that place, I think. The leader is also in the Jabba. Actually right behind me. So almost an entire lap ahead. In the same car. So Locke must have one of the Vitours for the final lap, surely. Oh. Something happened behind. Here comes that Toreador. 6th place will be gone. Right down to 7th. Oh yeah, the Jabba's his last lap, that's true. He managed to hold on to the lead in the Jabba on the final lap. Mild is also in the Jabba on the final lap. So the top 2 are both in the slowest vehicle for the final lap. Actually, there's a lot of slow vehicles in the top 4. So that's... Oh, come on! I was going to say, it's all going to get very interesting on these final corners. I don't think I would have been passed by those 2 if I hadn't got turned around there. Alright, last lap. Manana Custom. I think I just lost out on a top 10 because of that takeout. Well, I'd be able to pass this Vito to get 11th. Another chill lap in a Manana, that's true. I finished the last random race in a Manana and I'm doing the same thing here. Two random races in a row. Last lap Manana. Don't think I'm doing it. Don't think I'm getting any more positions at this point. Despite my problems on those 2 fast laps, I think I was still on for a top 10. But then that last minute takeout ruined it. Disappointing. It is the first time Dinmite has beaten me in one of these yearly races. Finally, he says in the chat. It only took, what, 8 races? And you had to have me get took out on the final lap for it to happen. It took so long. Just outside of the top 10, that's unfortunate. Damn, I've just noticed the best laps. Even just on people's best laps were 1 minute 1s, 1 minute 2s. Mine was a 1 minute 9. I lost 8 seconds just on 1 lap, probably with the BR8 that I could have got. It just goes to show like how much time you can lose if you don't maximize those quicker cars. Yeah, 2020, I've just blocked it out from my mind, and I think I want to do the same for that race. Let's just move on to 2021.